to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let's see, relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays, happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, that's true. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue, oh yeah. Welcome to the Traffic Avenue.
City 97.3. More variety.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra. My name is Salom Adonu. Tonight I'm here with
Akosia Oche.
Coming up over the next 90 minutes, doctors at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital declare strike from tomorrow following eviction notices served on about 20 of their colleagues to vacate their bungalows, as same have been allegedly sold to private developers. We will tell you more. Also coming up, 91 hospitals and other state institutions to be disconnected by ECG from the national grid for failing to pay their bills. Meanwhile, concerns over power outage increase as ECG announces some 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. daily outage to fix faulty equipment. Still on Eyewitness News, Imani goes to the Supreme Court seeking a declaration that upon change of government, the president or the new president has no power to change heads of certain security institutions like the IGP and the Comptroller General. We will hear more from them. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. In business,
Financial strategist predicts possible turnaround for Ghana's economy if fiscal policies are effectively implemented.
there is more business in the next 50 minutes. Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates and around the globe at citynewsroom.com. In the Western region, we are on Beach 105.5 FM in Takoradi, Sky Power 93.5 FM in Takoradi as well. In the Bono region, this is Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani, and Harmes Radio 106.5 FM in Goso in the Hafo region. In the Ashanti region, this is Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi, and Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, Revival 99.3 FM in Tajebu. In the Northern region, this is Radio Bimbila 91.9 FM. Also, this is Tanga 93.7 FM in Bolga, Tanga in the Upper East region. And also Tunsong 97.3 FM in Wa and Jirapa 96.1 FM, both in the Upper West region. Your comments are welcome via WhatsApp line 0549 986 996. You can follow me on Twitter at Salom Adunu. The hashtag, as always, is Citi Newsroom. Now we go to our very first story, where Imani Africa and the Director of Academic Affairs and Research at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, Professor Gusinin, have dragged the Attorney General and the Ministry of Justice to the Supreme Court over appointments of heads of the various uniformed security agencies across the country. In a writ, the plaintiffs are seeking the Apex Court to issue a declaration, or they are asking for a declaration that upon a true and proper interpretation of the letter and spirit of Articles 200, 202, and a number of articles they've cited, the 1992 Constitution, the President of the Republic has no authority to terminate the appointment or removal from office of heads of agencies unless only upon proven stated misconduct or misbehavior established against these office holders. These offices include the Office of the Chief Fire Officer of the Ghana National Fire Service, the Inspector General of Police, the Director General of the Prison Service, and the Comptroller General of the Immigration Service. Now let's go to the phone line and speak to Amprofo Ajiman, who's a Senior Research Associate at Imani Africa. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. What exactly does Imani want the Supreme Court to interpret in respect of the stated articles?
Hello, good evening, and hello to your listeners as well. So the name is Amprofi. What we sought to do with this writ to the Supreme Court was to take a look at how we can really safeguard and guarantee the tenure of public office holders. When you take a look at Article 191, which is on the protection of public officers, you realize that the Constitution itself tries to avoid the situation where public office holders are victimized or discriminated against while they are discharging their duty faithfully in accordance with the Constitution. What we've witnessed along the years, and probably 2-3 decades back, is the fact that whenever there's a change of government, you would see the new president appoint new public office holders in these category of public services. We know that the procedure for appointment is quite clear, that he has to do this in consultation with the Council of State. What is not really clear is how they can be removed. At least what we know by virtue of the Constitution is that, as you stated, there should be some probable cause, some justifiable cause, right? And so a list of the justifiable cause would include, like you mentioned, proven stated misconduct of that public office holder, a misbehavior which is established by law, and then when you have the state of incapacity, where the public office holder is not able to perform his or her functions by virtue of infirmity of the mind or body when he passes or when he retires or resigns. So these are the standards with which every president should meet in terms of removing public office holders. That is not clear, and then we are inspired to actually seek a declaration, interpretation from the Supreme Court, whether or not what we've been doing so far is constitutional.
I see, but how about a commonsensical approach in the sense that, these security chiefs are appointed by the president because the president should feel very comfortable and secure with heads of these agencies. If one regime appoints a security head, leaves, and this security head remains, the concern really is that the other person or the person occupying the position would hold allegiance or loyalty to the president whose tenure had just ended, or the outgoing or outgone president. Shouldn't that be enough concern for you? Because it appears, or it does appear, that is the concern, and that is the reason why the practice has been so.
Well, unfortunately, without respect, that very point is moot, because when you take a look at the public service itself, it's supposed to be non-political, right? So the very fact that you want public office holders to align with your political ideologies is neither here nor there. In fact, when you take a look at Article 296, which sort of spells out the exercise of discretionary powers, even those powers which are attributed to persons who are qualified to act as such should be clearly spelled out and should be published for everybody to know that these are the procedures in which, in the context of my exercise of discretionary powers, this is what is expected of me, so that we don't leave anything to chance. When you leave things to the personal opinions, like you said, if it's by common sense, that there won't be the clearly spelled out procedures by the Constitution, which we are all encouraged to follow.
But the history is also important in interpretation. So in the past, we've had General Ankara and Hale. Hale was one of the top guys, or maybe the IGP at the time, and they masterminded a coup d'etat. And so, given that historical antecedent, it kind of makes presidents or leaders of the country now quite paranoid about persons who occupy key positions. Shouldn't that historical fact play on your mind whilst you go to the Supreme Court to seek this interpretation?
Well, I believe that the dictates of the Constitution should actually trump every other consideration. Again, if you leave things to what we think and what we feel and what we believe should be the case, then we're going to have multiple layers of opinions, which and it's going to be quite murky. What we need to do is to follow what the Constitution says. If it's in the letter and spirit of the Constitution to say that, well, there should be some justifiable cause before their removal, then there shouldn't be any excuse to that effect. Why is it that when it comes to the appointment, we just are willing to follow what the Constitution says, but not the removal? You have in instances which you clearly listed in the writ of persons who have been removed prior to their retirement age with no reason at all given them. This is we believe, in clear breach of what the Constitution says, and this, and that's why we think the Supreme Court should really give an interpretation to what is expected of us moving forward.
I see. I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to speaking to you. Of course, the matter is in court, so we'll hold it here and await what the Supreme Court says in respect of this particular matter. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Akusia gives us some more stories.
The Accra High Court has settled a long-standing leadership dispute between the Convention People's Party (CPP). In its ruling, the court affirmed Nana Akosua-Sarpong Kumankuma's position as a party's chairperson. Key officials within the CPP, including the General Secretary, National Organizer, and Youth Organizer in December 2023, tendered their resignations, accusing the chairperson of illegally holding the position as chair. This move led to the formation of an interim council intended to replace the existing leadership. However, the chairperson and her legal team challenged the legitimacy of this interim body at the court. Here's lead counsel for the chairperson, Oliver Bakavomao, who welcomed the court's decision.
Courts are giving voice, righteous cause to those who justice is on their side. We're happy that the matter has ended, and finally the courts have dismissed the action which was brought wrongfully in the name of the party. It offers the chair and leader of the party an opportunity to rebuild the party, to unify the party towards election. This mandate is important, and it's important that those who have decided to continue to disrupt the activities of the party through repetitive court actions must take heed from what has happened in court today. After so many months of disrupting the party's activities, an opportunity to rebuild in a critical election year, finally, the High Court has been able to rule on this matter and dismiss the action.
That was Oliver Bakavomao. He's a lawyer for chairperson of the Convention People's Party, Nana Akosua-Sarpong Kumankum. Let's hear from her after the court's verdict.
All of you out there, you voted for me to lead this party. The time is almost here. When we were at NEC, before we finalized the whole process, some timetables and timelines were laid out. We will continue with it. Please, The victory is with you where you are in your constituency, in your electoral area, in your polling station. Let's lead CPP back up into where it belongs.
Nana Akosua-Sarpong Kumakuma is chairperson of the Convention People's Party. Now, the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, Ofosu-Asamoah, says his outfit has initiated a legal action against the Ministry of Education for not fulfilling an earlier agreement. The commission instructed the ministry to promptly address the grievances of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, at the University of Environment and Sustainable Development regarding the government's failure to disburse their online teaching support allowance, leading to a strike. Despite numerous attempts, the ministry has not responded to the union's concerns, prompting the commission to pursue legal recourse. Here's the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, Ofosu-Asamoah, speaking on the matter.
At the last hearing, the commission realized that its directive given to the Ministry of Education for the payment of some allowances and certain actions to be taken in respect of their issue with the university had not been done. So the commission directed that the legal department seek an enforcement and compliance of their orders. So the case has been referred to the legal department to go to court.
Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, Ofosu-Asamoah.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll take a short break, return, and give you more. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Recoded to do more with ease. The enhanced GCB mobile app. Download now from Google Play Store or Apple Store for all your transactions. Smooth, safe, and secure. Charlie, tap the app. You don't need to have an account to upgrade. GCB mobile app. Recoded to do more. Upgrade your style. GCB Bank. Your bank for life.
Ghana must grow.
KB, aka Kubeboga, now drives a Bugatti. He can even travel by road from Accra to London. Wow! KB's source of wealth is agriculture. Yes, coconut business. After losing his bank job, he started supplying coconuts at events. Now, he owns large coconut plantations and employs many young people. Charlie, we all need to trust the process, because hope days.
There has never been a better time to enter into agribusiness. Take a bold step today with the Ghana Grows program, because every step pays. Ejuma Wokrom, Ghana Grows, Hope Day, an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation and Limehouse.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Now, the National Task Force of the Electricity Company of Ghana is set to disconnect 91 hospitals from the national grid due to outstanding debts owed the power distributor. The health facilities spread across the country collectively owe a substantial amount of 261 million cedis. Well, according to information obtained by Citi News from the ECG, numerous health facilities will face power cuts 48 hours after receiving a demand notice. Notable hospitals including Kolebu Teaching Hospital, the 37 Military Hospital, Rich Hospital in the Greater Accra, Komfanoche and Menchia Government Hospitals in the Ashanti region, Ho Teaching Hospital in the Volta region, and Kibi Government Hospital in the Eastern region are among those at risk of disconnection. Or this move is part of the ECG's comprehensive effort to recover funds owed by customers to strengthen its operational capabilities. Well, meanwhile, some frustrated residents of Kufredo in the Eastern region in the Citi News interview demanded a load shedding timetable to help them plan accordingly.
It's rather unfortunate this is really happening. We don't know if we are experiencing some load shedding or They've been offering our lights of late at Koforidia, specifically where I'm staying. I don't know about other areas. I just saw two-stream area. And they can off the lights in the morning, on it around 6 p.m., have light for like 2 hours, then they off it again till the following day.
What is happening now is absurd. Indeed, it is absurd. ECG should just give us a timetable so that we know what to do when the lights are on. Businesses are suffering. Individual homes are suffering.
What I'm asking is, if you are saying this and really it's load shedding that we are experiencing, why are they not giving us a schedule, a timetable, so that we know that at this hour, this area, we are going to experience the load shedding?
You heard that some residents of Koforidia complaining of recent power outages.
Now, let's speak to Grace Gashon, who is a communications manager for the Electricity Company of Ghana, in respect of the about 90 or 91 health facilities that are slated for disconnection because they owe the ECG. Hello, good evening, Grace. Welcome to Eyewitness News. Confirm to us that indeed the Electricity Company of Ghana really will go ahead and disconnect these institutions, hospitals, should they fail to pay you the bills they owe.
Yeah, so Salom, we have given them demand notice after they have received their bills for some time. We have now given them demand notice to inform them, and it's after 72 hours that if they don't pay, we will do the disconnection.
So when did they receive the demand notice?
Today.
So they received it today, and by Thursday or so or Friday, you will go ahead and disconnect them. But that's quite a short time to that's quite is that not too much of a short time to make them turn around to get some money to pay you?
No, so let me say that this is like almost the last resort before disconnection. We've spoken to them, they have received several bills already. And on our bills, we give a time that you have to come and pay. And they haven't. So that's why we didn't even go ahead to disconnect them outright, but we are giving them the demand notice so that at least it will give them some 72 hours respite before we take any action.
Well, when you spoke to them, what was their response to you?
Okay, so I wasn't the one who went there directly, but the team spoke to them. This is not the first time they have been talking to those who owe us. And it is not only like the health facilities, but for now, it's the health facilities. We are going around collecting or recovering our debts from all those who are owing us.
I see. But what is the total indebtedness for these 91 hospitals?
It's almost about 260 million.
260 million. And because they are health facilities, have you tried to engage government or the health ministry to see if anything could be done about this?
Also, these health facilities, they are aware that they are owing ECG.
Since it's government to government, maybe don't you think your mother ministry, energy ministry, should confer with the health ministry to see what can be done? So imagine that you have Kolebu Hospital, Teaching Hospital off, 37 Military Hospital off, Ridge Hospital off, Konfanochi Teaching Hospital off, Mensha Government Hospital off, Ho Teaching Hospital off, and the Kibi Government Hospital off, all around the same time. That would be chaotic.
Well, so concerning the engagement, like I said earlier, we give them the demand notice after the debts and everything we've discussed. So that's why we have given demand notice, and it's not like immediately we go ahead and disconnect. So I'm sure the management can talk to our management, and then we see the way forward. But the disconnection, if they don't come at all, that is where the last resort will be, the disconnection. But we expect that after the demand notice, we'll hear from them, they will come and pay. If we have to disconnect, we will not start by disconnecting the theaters and other places that will be chaotic, like you said. The administration blocks and other places are there. We'll start the disconnection from there.
But why did you leave the debt to grow this much? Because, I mean, you could have been threatening them this way when maybe the bill was lower, so that it will be easier perhaps for them to pay. Now the bill is grown this much, and now it will be difficult for them to raise this much to pay.
Yeah, we've done all that you said. We have engaged them. We give them the bill and we write on it that you are given this period to come and settle your debts. So it's not like we've just left them and it's grown this much. Sometimes they will come and pay a portion. And then remember, when you are owing, let's say, for instance, if you are owing 1,000 and you pay 100 cedis out of it or 200, the old debts will be there. And the one you are using will also be there, and it will raise your debt.
I see. So, how about, giving them a payment plan? Have you thought about that, or have you suggested that?
Like I said, Selim, we have given them the demand notice. We expect them to come so that we discuss all this.
All right. Thank you so much, Grace Gershon. We wish you the very best in your engagement with the health institutions, and we hope that you're able to meet yourselves halfway, so that we don't have all these major hospitals being taken off the national grid. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Grace Gershon, Communications Manager for the Electricity Company of Ghana, just speaking to us on their plan to disconnect these major hospitals because they owe. Few of your messages that have come to us. This one from Mausi Ayebi, Attack Abutia 13, the Volta region, says, those government institutions play a crucial role in delivering vital services such as healthcare, education, and public safety. Disrupting their power supply could lead to service interruptions, compromising the well-being and safety of the general public. It is important to find alternative solutions to address any outstanding issues without resorting to measures that could have detrimental effects on the public. Disconnection should be the last resort after all avenues have been explored. It does appear so. They said they've given demand notices and done a lot of things. Jones Adoboy said this Akufo-Addo government has been pampered for far too long, and media should be blamed for this. I commend Franklin and Co., but it's unfortunate that this is exercise in futility. You say Ghanaians are not angry enough. Imani Ghana and those fighting the president should rather vent their anger at the framers of our constitution who vested all powers in the executive president. Why can't the president disappoint or fire those he appointed? Akapol Jr. from Ahafwamin. Al-Hassan Hamdan from Nyohini South says, as far as the NPP stay in power, as far as the NPP stays in power, nothing will go in the right direction in this country. Almost every sector is suffering, you say. You're asking, is Avenue marking someone to learn from? Is he having, you said, is it somebody to learn from? That's Dennis Abasiwe from Sandema. We're still expecting your messages on 0549-986-996, and we'll be happy to share them with the rest of the world. Akose has some more stories.
The Deputy Health Minister designate Alexander Kwesi Akwa believes government intervention is needed in resolving issues surrounding the dialysis treatment in Ghana. Kwesi Akwa explained that whereas dialysis treatment has not received adequate attention, government intervention is necessary to ease the burden of renal patients. He made the remarks in response to questions posed him by the Appointments Committee of Parliament.
In the past, we may not have given serious attention to this condition, and it would have been a condition that may be treated as for the bourgeois, for the big people. But now it's prevalent. Issues of dialysis everywhere. But it's so difficult to have dialysis operation in some of our smaller facilities. It's a specialized area. Even if you want to acquire the machinery, you need specialized personnel to be able to run it. And so, for a start, government intervention is needed so that as time goes on, we can create the enabling environment to get the private sector involved. So we avoid the crowding in most of the major facilities, because if we have been able to train specialized nurses, and it's easier for us to have the machinery, then it becomes easier for people to have access to that service at a cheaper cost.
He also expressed concern over the premiums paid by clients of the National Health Insurance Scheme, describing the amount as inadequate, and proposed a stakeholder discussion on co-payments to reduce the cost NHI incurs daily.
Over the period, we realized that funding has been a major issue. As much as government has tried to ensure that most of the indebtedness are cleared. Healthcare is a daily thing. Almost every day, health insurance incur some level of indebtedness because of the daily attendance. And so we have to look at the funding of health insurance. The premium that we pay forms just about 3% of the total revenue generated. And now health insurance is battling with co-payments. Is a major issue, is battling with co-payments. And one of the things that must be looked at is the fact that we have to get the providers, based mainly the private ones, to come to terms with the fact that if co-payment is the thing that must be done, we have to come clear and start the conversation.
That was the Deputy Health Minister Designate, Alexander Akwesi Akwa. Now, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has stated that the challenge in signing the anti-LGBTQI plus bill stems from the nation's heavy reliance on foreign aid. All this comes on the back of calls by the Finance Ministry to refrain the president from assenting to the continuous bill over possible repercussions on the country's financial support from the international organizations. Well, the bill seeks to, among other things, impose sanctions against persons who identify as LGBTQI plus bill and the promotion of same. While addressing the clergy as part of his Building the Ghana We Want tour in the Greater Accra region, Mahama outlined plans to create a self-reliant economy.
If you are not self-reliant, that's when people can dictate to you. If we were self-reliant, nobody will come and ask us to do this or to do that. And so one of the key economic policies we must pursue is one of self-reliance. And it's been done in this country before. For those of us who are old enough, remember General IPA Champos, like Operation Feed Yourself, Operation Feed Your Industries. Self-reliance was the aim that this government was pursuing, so that we could be proud, dignified people because we're able to feed ourselves.
That was flag bearer of the opposition party, National Democratic Congress, John Mahama. Now, the Member of Parliament for North Tong, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, is demanding a regulation of the discretion of boards and CEOs of state-owned enterprises to determine their own salaries and allowances. Well, it comes on the back of an allegation by the MP that the board and management of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, has increased the allowances of its members by up to 150%, increased per diem for the